Hello everyone and welcome to TV Talks, the show where I take a look at both the good and the bad of what television has to offer. A little bit of an impromptu one here because this one wasn't scheduled, but I just decided to get this out to tide you guys over after my absence. Modern Family, the ABC hit sitcom. Going on for 8 seasons and has gotten a lot of notoriety and a lot of awards, that's for sure. And also gotten a lot of recognition for the stars like Ty Burrell, Ed Harris, Sofia Vergara, and so many more. What do I think about it? Well, let's go season by season. But first, let's talk about the premise. This is about 3 families: the Dunphy family, the Pritchett family, and the Tucker-Pritchett family. So there's a man named Jay, an older man. He divorced his wife and then married a woman named Gloria, who has a son, Manny. Gloria and Manny are from Colombia, and Jay has 2 children from a pre-existing marriage who are both grown up and now have their own lives. One of them is Claire, who is married Phil Dunphy, and they have 3 children, Haley, Alex, and Luke. And then the other one is Mitchell, who is gay and has, well, at the time that it began, was just dating and living with, but is now married to Cam Tucker, and they have an adopted girl named Lily. And then a little bit along the ways, there's a character named Joe that comes along, but we'll get to him later. The show was revolving around their lives and just all the crazy, insane things they do with all the double entendres and stuff. Now, in the first season, they decided to take things that have happened to the writers and actors in their lives, whether it be them as kids or just their lives recently. All the stories basically were something that happened to them in their childhood or in recent times just with their family. Because of that, it helped the show feel really real and really strong. We really got to know these characters really quickly, and they got really relatable really fast because the stories were very believable, because they were based off something real. The writing wasn't fully developed, but it was pretty good. Although the first season is very distinct because of the odd camera work, and Ed Harris looks way, way younger. But season 1 was definitely starting off pretty well. We got everyone well acquainted with the audience, and then the humor started to shine through. Season 2 did the same thing, fixed the camera work, and it got way better in the humor department. There's more double entendre stuff now, like not just references or anything, but something will be happening with one of the characters, and then someone will just come in on it and take it out of context. I don't think this is in season 2, but one of the instances I can think of, I always laugh at this, was when Mitchell and Lily were in the car and there were 2 giant stuffed animals tied to the roof. And then Mitchell was stopping the car and starting it over and over because Lily really liked that. And then Cam was talking to an animal rights person about how they're animal lovers, and then it made the animals look like they were doing something really strange. It's really funny, and there's a lot of that stuff really shining in season 2. Season 1 had a little bit of that, but season 2 really started to make it keep going. And of course, they started doing a lot more serious stories, and because they knew we already felt for the characters, so why not keep expanding that? Why not just keep going with that? And not just with the adults, because season 1 more focused on the adults. Season 2 gave us a lot more with the kids, specifically Haley, Alex, and Luke. The Dunphy kids especially. People don't really like Manny. I think he's fine as of now in this season, but we'll get to him later. Lily started to steal the show when they replaced her actress, because she used to be just a baby who couldn't talk, but then when they replaced her and she could talk, she was so snarky. It's basically like if Noah from Total Drama and Chandler from Friends mixed together and became a little Asian girl. I know that sounds racist, but as Avenue Q told us, everyone's a little bit racist. Season 3 and 4 are basically interchangeable in quality-wise, because they're both at the very top. This is what really sold it. This is what really made it go down in history as one of the best ABC shows ever. The storylines were great. The plot developments were great. They had subplots, big lasting story arcs too, like Mitch, Cam, and Claire investing into a house, and Phil too, investing in a house and flipping it, or Mitch and Cam desperately trying to get another kid, Gloria's pregnancy, stuff like that. And there were a whole bunch of them woven in here and done very well. The adults and the kids got equal focus within both of these seasons, and things look like they were really getting great. I mean, I can't talk about these very much because everything that the previous 2 seasons did right, it expands on it and just makes it feel very, very real and very strong. But then something happened. The kids started to grow up a little, and things were starting to change. Manny didn't change very much, but Luke hit hard. If you look at Luke from season 1 and then Luke from seasons 5, 6 onward, he's unrecognizable. The kid has changed so much. His voice is deeper, his face is different, his character is different too. We're going to start noticing this when we get into season 6. I'll get to that. But Luke's character changed because he's not the cute little boy anymore. He can't do any of that shtick. So now he has to be the grungy teen Chris Griffin wannabe who just kind of happens to do whatever normal teens do. And yeah, people didn't really take too kindly to that. To be fair, you couldn't keep him the same Luke that he was because he's growing up too fast. But the way they took him just made him seem kind of boring, and people don't really like him anymore. And we'll get to this at season 8, which is the season we're at now. But they had one huge story arc throughout this whole thing, plus another one. The big one was Mitch and Cam's wedding. Now that gay marriage was legal in California at that time, but later on, as the season went on, all 50 states, they were getting married, and there was a bunch of drama with that, and that was very good. And it was coming to terms with Jay, which one would win out, his old-fashioned prejudice or his love for his son, which one would really win out in the end. And then there was another subplot, the Haley and Andy thing. So Gloria's pregnancy happened, and then they had a baby named Joe. Joe is the most useless character that I've seen in a long time. He's basically, I've never seen Rugrats, but I hear people say that Dill Pickles was useless. Joe does nothing but say random cute phrases. He's basically one of the Olsen twins from Full House, except even more useless. And then they got Andy to babysit him a lot. And then he and Haley had this will they won't they thing, even though it was so obvious they will. It was so annoying. I can't believe people actually bought into that, although more and more people stopped liking it, as we'll see coming down the road. It just got really annoying really fast. You knew what was going to happen. None of it was funny. None of it was endearing. They tried to make it one of those emotional plots again, but it just didn't work. Andy is an annoying character. I mean, the actor's great. He's hilarious. But the character is just so annoying and so too clean. He's like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons right now, but without the Christian aspect. We don't know about him because, well, he's kind of bland. So season 5 was still pretty good. Just kind of went down a little bit. That one subplot dragged it down. But then season 6 rolled around, and season 6 is a big one for a number of reasons. For one, the kids are really starting to grow up, and they lost their first Emmy because people said this season was not very good. And that's an understatement. This is a terrible, terrible season. Only 3 episodes I actually like. The bowling one, the one with the Skype, even though that had a lot of problems with Cam's end, and the season premiere, The Long Honeymoon. That is it. None of the other episodes in there I like. For one, the characters have been ruined. Jay went from a gruff, tough, old-fashioned man to an obsessive dog lover. Gloria went from a passionate, loud, bombastic, kind woman to just a voice box with legs. Manny got even more pretentious. Alex went from just kind of smart and snarky to, I'm better than you, I'm the best, I know everything. Haley got dumber, Luke got dumber. Cam, what happened to Cam? Okay, so Cam was always a little selfish. He's kind of a gay stereotype a little bit. He's very outgoing, he's very flamboyant and all, but he had a heart. But this Cam is, when they think that Haley got pregnant and eloped with Andy, he's more concerned about his precious popcorn. He doesn't care that his niece just ran off and got married without permission and is having a baby out of wedlock. No. It's all about that popcorn. And then there's also the thing where he's more concerned about a bowling trophy than Jay's dignity. It's all about him. Nobody can win except for him. And whenever he doesn't win, he always fusses and pouts. Like when he forced Jay to go into his bowling league and pretend to be gay, and when Jay admitted he wasn't gay, Cam started blaming him and attacking him for that. Ugh. What happened? The old Cam was so good. He had flaws, but he always got his comeuppance. This Cam is so... He's Alex! He's like the male gay Alex. Lily got snarkier, though, but that one I'm fine with. Claire became way more of an alcoholic. And Phil became stupid. I mean, he was a man-child and kind of had very little restraint, but he was never stupid. He always had a brain. It's just that his self-control was very low, but now he's a blithering idiot. Andy got more and more screen time. They tried to shoehorn Joe into more stuff. The humor was really bad. There's a lot more pop culture references. The gags are slower. There's less double entendre stuff. And it just carried on into the next season, too. Season 7. The one thing I can credit Season 7 for is that it's not as bad, but it's way more forgettable. The only episode I can really name off the top of my head, they are the Christmas episode and Clean Out Your Junk Drawer, which I think is the worst episode of them all. That one was terrible. And also in Season 7, they did something controversial. It's not about the family anymore, so it's not Modern Family, it's Modern Adults. The kids are nowhere in sight. Half the episodes in this season and the next season, there are no kids. There's almost none of them, except for Manny and Haley. They pop up time to time, but other than that, poof, they're gone. Goodbye. I mean, I can understand Luke, because his popularity was dipping massively, but what happened to the others? What happened to the others? And Season 8, the current season, is just as deplorable. Albeit, at least it doesn't have Andy, because, spoiler alert, Andy actually ends up leaving, which is the one thing I can credit that for. That's what I was gonna say. Along with, not being as bad, but still being forgettable. They got rid of Andy because, well, they didn't plan on it, but the guy wanted a better career than just the sinking ship that is Modern Family. So he went off to do movies like Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, which I've never seen, doesn't really look that good to me, and a bunch of series of commercials. I like the actor, and I'm glad that he left Modern Family, because he was dragging it down, and I think he can honestly do better. But the show is sinking without him. They have no ideas. Season 8 had 3, somewhere drop plots. Like, there was this thing where Phil was going to build an apartment complex with Jay, and then they just drop it midway through. There's stuff about Alex and her needing attention from her parents. They drop that. There's Claire with her work. They're dropping that, too. The kids are just gone. There's none of that. It's just Modern Adults now, and it's just a generic sitcom. You can find anything like this on CBS, TBS, something, whatever. It's a dime a dozen now. If this was the Modern Family that debuted, Season 6 onward, if this is the one that debuted instead of Season 1, this would have lasted 2 seasons max, guaranteed. There's nothing special about it. The actors are already moving on to different things. 2 of them, at least, were in Finding Dory, Ty Burrell and Ed Harris. It's just, they're moving on to so many better things. All of them. Even the kids. Modern Family is just weighing them down. It's not making any money anymore. Ratings are declining massively. I honestly don't know why they're keeping it around. It's not winning any awards, not winning any acclaim. So why even bother? Well, folks, that is my review of Modern Family, and I will give seasons 1 through 5 the Archibald seal of approval. And season 6 onward, the Scallion seal of disapproval. I love the show, really I do, but it can do so much better than what it's letting on. Come on, guys! I mean, really? You're really gonna let yourselves just get dragged down by this? Come on, you're better than that. Just either end and die with dignity, or get some new people on the show. People that know the show better. People that are willing to take chances again and do all the stuff that they did previously, because it's really safe and bland now. But the old Modern Family took risks. Like, it had one where Cam just took over the school musical while Jay's brother comes to visit. That's one of my favorite episodes. They used to do a whole bunch of stuff like that. The Pepper character, he's hilarious. Everything they did with him just was amazing, but now he's almost gone. They took risks. They stepped outside the boundaries. That's why people caught on to it. It's not because there were just 3 families. It's just because they were such great characters with such great writing. And it was a show unlike any other at the time. The humor was so its own. But now it's just the generic sitcom you can find anywhere. Oh well, here's hoping all the best for Modern Family and ABC and all the people involved. Alright guys, see ya next time.